Hello, everybody listening to the Family Podcast. Your boy 2K Suave. I'm joined with only the one and only Alex Rodriguez. Sammy and Vic are still drunk from the Boston Celtics making it to the NBA Finals. They're like on a 10-day bender or something like that. So they got the night off, and the OGs is back to kind of give it to you how we like to give it to you. Pause. What's going on, AROD?
Chilling, man. I'm in this lavish freaking office right here, so got a good backdrop tonight. How do you?
You look like you're filming from New York or something. Like, where did you go?
I'm in West Chase
West? Oh, that makes sense.
or Water Chase, like across the street
I
from
don't
Water.
know where Water Chase is at. Where's that?
It's like a neighborhood north of West Chase. So
So you're in West Chase. That's all you just I don't
little,
care about Water Chase. West Chase.
it turns head when you say Water Chase if you're from the area. So
Oh,
bougie, bougie.
my bad. I know you went to these houses and shit, so I get it.
And I got my Make Poor Decisions wine glass over here full of Goslings and soda. So
Yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm like, yo, I can't tell what that is in that cup.
I'm raiding my boy's house today. So
You got that sludge today. But all right, let's get some shit going real quick. Um, I want to kick things off with the reason why, if you're watching the podcast, why I'm wearing this jersey, Mr. Bill Walton on Memorial Day out of nowhere. I don't know if anybody knew anything was wrong with him, but he passed away at the age of 71, battling cancer, which seems to be was going to take us all. Microplastics in all of our bodies and shit. So at this point, it's like whatever. But one of the most obviously I didn't grow up watching him play basketball. I only heard about him through folklore back in the day when I was a kid, and how great he was at UCLA, and had he, if Derrick Rose never got hurt or if T Mac never got hurt, Bill Walton was the original. If Bill Walton never got hurt, he beat the 76ers in the NBA Finals. I want to say it was rookie or sophomore year in the NBA. I mean, no, 74. Yeah, his third year in the NBA. The jersey I'm wearing is his 1977 All-Star jersey. Shout out to Mitchell and Ness trying to give us a little plug, a little sponsor. But anyway, Bill Walton was one of the first people I used to listen to when I was watching NBA on NBC, which might be making a return, coincidentally. And he'd always be like, "Throw it down, big man, throw it down." So when I think of Bill Walton, I just think about the '90s and the early 2000s basketball, and and the kind of person he is. I have a Grateful Dead shirt. I don't even you think I listen to Grateful Dead music? No, but I was like, I'm gonna get a Grateful Dead shirt a long time ago because Bill Walton was a Grateful Dead fan. So one of my favorite people, and if you know anything about me, I really love the way like Marv Albert used to call the game and Kevin Harlan, and like I love how certain color commentators and announcers are able to call the game, and he was one of the first people that made me fall in love with basketball. So I just want to give a heartfelt RIP to him and his family. One of the better human beings in the sport of basketball and just period. He was a really good dude. So RIP to my dog Bill. Do you have anything to say on that?
yeah, man. Like I love Bill Walton. His character, his energy, his positivity, his love for the game, his love outside of the game for different things.
Yeah.
If you've ever watched that 30 for 30 on ESPN, The Luckiest Man in the World, it's a three-part series. It's really good. I mean, I knew a lot about Bill Walton, but watching that made me become more of a fan of his because it went deeper and deeper into his career as far as injuries and him not being able to be he was on paper to be like one of the best centers in the NBA, but injury bug just kept catching him. And then, kind of like we're seeing with Dame Lillard and Bill Walton, the same thing happened, but in the 70s, he said, I got to get out of here, man. They're going another route and they're getting rid of everybody.
Oh, it's just that. Y'all, I mean, he couldn't give them what they wanted anymore, and he went to the right. See, the difference is that Milwaukee did just win a championship. It's hard to remember that Milwaukee's won a championship recently, but yeah, they both joined championship teams, and one made it do what it do, and the other, you know.
But he was a lot of people like, a lot of players overshadow Bill Walton, and one of the most dominant players in high school, college basketball, even when he was in the NBA, very dominant, until his injury streak. But I love Bill Walton because of his charisma outside of basketball afterwards. Just a fun individual. Loved the Grateful Dead, loved Jerry Garcia and all of them. Showed up to concerts. everybody in the NBA has a great Bill Walton story, which is insane. I've heard about 30 of them in the last couple of days, and I wish I could have a cool Bill Walton story like that.
Yeah.
All
It's
I
not that common that you come across somebody of his stature that, he didn't pick wrong or piss off. Like even Shaq said, like, he used to get on Shaq a lot. But that's because, and Shaq admitted, like, yeah, that was because I was sensitive and at the time I didn't like it. But once I got older and I started doing the same thing, I was able to kind of understand it. They were able to kind of make amends. But like outside of that, you don't ever hear like Bill Walton wronged me, he stole my girl. The man was just happy to be alive, bro. That's how he was. He was a happy dude just to be present. So
Yeah, Mike Breen had a really good story about his like father with
his
cancer.
father,
Yeah, and Bill Walton was there like the whole time with him. Just a good dude, man. You hate to see something like that happen, and cancer sucks, man. Like it's unfortunate. But yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of torn that day. I was like, man, not Bill, man, because I even
yeah, of
follow you follow the fake Bill Walton on Twitter?
course, yeah,
My God, that's like the best page in the world because the
yeah,
guy who runs that page definitely like sounds like something Bill Walton would say,
yeah.
like the way Jamal Murray runs through the court, that of the Arctic fox chasing the snow bunny. It's just so majestic. Like it's so good, man. So
But literally, that's how it sounds. That's exactly how a game would sound. So imagine me, a kid, just starting to watch this sport. I'm like, yo, this dude just makes me want to keep the TV on. You listen to some commentary now. I'm like, bro, what are y'all talking about? Like, shut up. With him, you never know what you're gonna get. So yeah, that dude was, man. He was a real one, man. We
yeah,
almost lost Dickie V the same way, and same thing with Dickie V. Like nobody got nothing wrong to say about Dickie V. Stuart Scott. You know what I mean?
he's gonna be missed, that's for sure, man. And it was like I don't know why it affected me all day, but I was like, damn, man, like I
Yeah.
love watching Bill Walton. And fuck ESPN for getting rid of him. I was pissed about that. I was really pissed about them getting rid of him, but like, dude was great. Dude was
Well,
great.
that's because they didn't have Pac-12 basketball no more. They didn't know where to put them. That's the only reason why. Because the Pac-12 officially does not exist, apparently, or whatever they said.
Well,
So,
he could do anything, man. I mean, everybody remembers the birthday, the cupcake, him eating the
with the
cake
with the
was funny.
with
There's just so many good ones. The tandem of him and the other guy, I don't know the guy's name, but
the
like,
pass.
yeah, like they were perfect for each other, man.
Yeah.
It was perfect. But hey, rest in peace to a legend, man. He's a great dude, and my condolences to the Walton family. And it was a sad day in the NBA. It still doesn't feel like Bill Walton should leave. Take
Yeah.
Hubie Brown, like Vic said. Take Hubie Brown, not Bill
Look,
Walton.
bro, Hubie is the yo. When I listen to Hubie Brown call a game, that's another one I love. It's like when I watch the Mind the Game podcast with JJ Redick and LeBron. It's like he be breaking that shit down like a science. And my basketball nerd ass, I'll be like taking out my pen and pad, like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Everything he says, I'm like, damn, Hubie Brown, you are a genius. Like, it was the beginning of the playoffs, and I think I might have been in the New York Knicks game or Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't remember which one it was. I texted CJ, who's all the way in Spain. I said, "Yo, CJ," and because me and him always had that inside joke. I'm like, "Yo, every time we watch this boy, man, he know how to just captivate you, and that's what Bill Walton had as well. He just captivated you. Kevin Harlan got that. Gus Johnson got that. That's about it. I'm trying to think who else. You know, select few. So shout out to John Madden, another one that had it. So we lost John Madden too. So yeah, let's move on. How we normally start the show. I just wanted to get that out the way. Crazy, wacky, funny. Give me something. What's matriculating in your mind?
I think crazy, wacky, funny for me is the Indiana Pacers. All that shit they wanted to talk. And Vic, listen,
You
Vic,
are
Vic,
such a Knicks fan. All of y'all are exactly the same.
no. Like you listen, I get it. Beating the New York Knicks, like, hey, I completely understand that. I really do. Like, more kudos to you. But you want to go out there with the choke fucking shit, and you want to
It's
talk shit.
funny.
It is funny, but fuck you, okay?
You would do the same thing back to them.
Listen,
You go LJ, Larry Johnson, 4-point play. You
listen.
would do
Let
that.
Vic can be old green dick. I'll be old orange dick today. But what's funny to me is and I know Vic, I love you to death, bro. But if you don't think the Indiana Pacers had 3 of those series and just pissed them away, you're smoking crack, bro. They had 3 of those series and they pissed them away, including that last game. So
Remember how Dallas how Dallas beat the Miami Heat back in 2011. Now that shit makes me even more mad because it was Rick Carlisle. And I'm watching this fool Rick Carlisle. I'm like, bro, do you not know what the hell you're doing out there? To me, a lot of the mental mistakes that make that comes from the top. You follow your leader, and your leader is not good under stress. That's Rick Carlisle. So to me, like I give Jason Kidd and Dirk Nowitzki a lot of credit for that championship because it's like for that whole playoff run. Because we look at Jason Kidd as a coach right now with the Mavericks. You look what Dirk did for his team and the love and admiration. I mean, who hates Dirk? He got the same type of love. Everybody loved Dirk because like they gave it to you like how you know like they played the right way. And I don't know, some with Rick, I don't know, but you gotta give me something else. You gotta get off of that.
No, what I was gonna get to was Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin and what he said at the end of the press when they asked
I
him
didn't
like
hear what he said.
they asked him something like, "Hey, you're a free agent after this. Like, what are you thinking your plans are?" He's like, he looked at I don't know all those little bums, those young bums that are on Indiana, and he was just like, "Oh, we chilling." I was like, "You chilling, bro? Like, I'm glad you're not a Knick, bro. I'm
You
glad you're
know
not."
who? You know who said it? No, Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed Wallace said the only team in the NBA playoffs that have lost a series that should actually be okay losing the series and be happy is OKC. Everybody else they know they need to go back into the lab and fix something. And we say shit like that, that's the shit that makes me angry. I'm like, you're one of the leaders on this team and you just say we chilling. Like, come on, man. Like you gotta like OKC. Nobody expected them to be the number one seed. Nobody expected them to win a playoff series, let alone almost beat who might be the team that's representing the Western Conference Finals. So, and they got a lot of cap space, and that team was very young. So they're the only team that lost. They be like, all right, man, we got some shit to work on. But everybody else,
And they still kept their heads high and they were very professional.
exactly,
None of that we chilling, we going to camp.
because they follow their leader. Their leader, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, stoic, chill. They all huddle around him after every press. I mean, it's like a close knit family. Indiana is just a bunch of. You saw all the shit that Dallas was doing before, after Dirk, and before Jason Kidd came in. Like the last few years for Dallas was pretty trash, and him and Luka could not coexist with each other. And Jason Kidd comes, he gets Luka, boom. Jason Kidd goes to LA, he got LeBron. To me, you know how I think we talked about this. I credit Jason Kidd for that championship, just like Boston Celtics fans will credit your coach Tom Thibodeau for the '08. So to me, Rick Carlisle is just he's not on his skis. I don't know. And then Halliburton is kind of immature. Obi Toppin's clearly immature.
So
Nembhard, I like Nembhard.
I'm happy we shed that contract. I really am after that.
I like Nembhard though. He had like a nice little balance to him. Who else is on that team? Pascal Siakam was pretty. I mean, he won a championship.
No, but Siakam was like he was playing every game. Like he was A1 every game. But I mean, the young guys are young.
Fighting to be a leader.
They're young. So like I mean, my gripe is they beat the Knicks.
So is OKC, the youngest team in basketball.
Yeah.
Their average age was the same as UNC Tar Heels. Okay, that's because Baycott, 29 years old, still playing, hanging out with freshmen. But anyway, no Drizzy.
Yeah, no Drizzy.
No Drizzy. That's your crazy whack. You got to give me something else. So what else, man?
I mean, Angel Hernandez fucking leaving. I'm so
happy. Yeah.
That's my favorite thing in the world, man.
Please, I would love you to go ahead and just give me your heart on this situation because I've heard Rich Eisen, I've heard what's his name, the guy people can't stand with his tank top on ESPN, that punter for the Colts.
Oh, McAfee.
Not McAfee. I've heard him. I've heard Dan. I've heard a lot of people, and everyone's made me laugh. So go ahead, AROD. Give it to me.
Listen, I met Angel Hernandez when I was in college. I was working at Hyatt, and I took care of him at I was a server over there, and I took care of him. He was a good dude. But all I could think about in my head was like, I fucking hate you. I hate you so much. Since 1991, the guy's had a 30-year tenure with 30-year plus in MLB baseball.
Supreme Court justice, basically.
and has so many. I've never seen, like, between him and Joe Wolf, the most controversial calls I've ever seen in baseball. And finally, we're at an end. We're finally at an end with this. And it's crazy to see a lot of people coming out of the woodworks in his defense and be like, oh, he's a good guy. of this, and I'm like, no, he's not.
I
He's
didn't
not.
hear that.
Oh, a lot of like um umpires and older
You know
umpires.
why? Because they're unionized, bro. They got to be
Yeah.
together.
No, but I mean, even some other like some coaches. I think Aaron Boone came out and said like he's getting a bad rap of stuff. I'm like, bro, he's throwing you out of like so many games.
Come on now. Of course, Aaron Boone, man. The Yankees be paying the refs. They part of the crew.
Nah, bro. But like, I have to. The baseball's finally done with the tyranny of Angel Hernandez, and we forced him out. And good riddance, man. Like I'm over it because I've watched so many like dumb. Listen, the we talk about this all the time. Taking away the umpire and putting in a pit or a robot back there to catch that takes out of human error. Putting Angel Hernandez in there is just human error. Period. Is all it is. It's like 24/7 human error. Yeah, like the ball could be like all the way like 4 feet to the right. He'd call that strike.
You saw how he did my dog Kyle Schwarber? You saw how he did my dog Bryce Harper on the check swing? Bro, bro, the amount of times I wanted to swing on Buddy dog.
I'm just happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy he's gone because that is legit definition of human error right there. So good riddance. Enjoy retirement. Go check out Cancun. I hear it's nice. Get out of here.
He's not the type to go to Cancun. He going to like, I don't even know. He going to like Fiji. He got to get away. Everybody, you run into people in Cancun, bro. Like all the NBA players, baseball players, and football players there. That's what where was it that Matt Stafford and his coach, what's his name? The young guy from the Rams.
McVay?
Sean McVay. They met up on accident in Mexico. I think it was either Tulum or it was Cancun. And they met up. They said, "Man, we gotta run this shit, win a championship." That's not a place you want to go. You're gonna see people, bro. It's the summertime. You gotta go into hiding, sir. But yeah.
Give me yours.
Manchester United. Come on, man. I just gotta say something, man. For all you motherfuckers that listen to me all year, bitch and moan and complain, you see why I was doing that bitching and moaning way back when I started it, right? But
tell me you didn't get scared a little bit in the second half.
I didn't get no scared, bro. I got a little scared because I changed my routine because I watched the first half at home and then I went to the gym to watch the second half on my phone on the exercise bike. So I wanted to be like, be mobile, do something. And I'm sitting, if I was at home, I can make my reactions, more like, oh my God, I'm at the gym. I couldn't do shit. I was surrounded by people. I had to be very relaxed and subdued. And then when what's his name hit that shit, what was like the 83rd minute or some shit like that. It was 2-1. I was like, all right, man, we good, bro, we good. As long as they don't give him like 11 minutes of stoppage time, we good. And it was 6 minutes, I think. So all I want to say is, for all the shit that I've gone through this year with ETH, with Bruno Fernandez, a roller coaster kind of emotion guy. Marcus Rashford, I don't know what the hell has happened to him. I can't. I wanted Sammy to buy the jersey, and I don't even know if I want him to get the jersey. He didn't even make his team to go rep his country. Come on, man.
It is what it is. I think there's more stuff going on with Rashford personally, but all I can say is Manchester United struck gold with Kobe Mano. He's going to be really
Mano's nice, bro. The Mano's nice. When we got McTominay has been I like McTominay a lot.
Hey, shout out to Garnacho too because he's been left off the Argentina squad because he's a Ronaldo fan, and this year he's finally on it. So I'm happy for him.
It's good, bro. It's good. Don't worry, bro. And then also,
but you can't beat Crystal Palace.
Shut up. Like I said a couple weeks ago, a week or whatever it was, Bruno Fernandez has really like grown to be a player that I like a lot more than I did a year ago. So I just want to say shout out to him and his leadership.
I hate his teeth.
Yeah, that's cool, bro. Come on now. He got racks on money now. So
did you text what's his name? Who's Michael? Did you text Michael?
You know Mike's my best friend since the 6th grade.
I know that. I know.
Of course I fucking texted Michael, dog. He didn't text me back. I said, love me, bro. Just love me. No text back.
I texted him, I'll beat him. He was like,
so all I'm saying is that Mike, I still love you, bro. And all you Man City fans, except for Mike, y'all kiss my ass, dog. Y'all kiss my ass. Just, yeah, bitch. All right. Moving on. We're going to talk a little basketball because obviously we saw the ending of the your favorite Indiana Pacers.
Fuck them.
And well, we almost saw the ending of the Minnesota Timberwolves, which all of us picked the T-Wolves last week. And look what the fuck's going. We don't know what the hell's going on in the West this year. It's literally been. We all know Boston is the best team. They're gonna get to the finals. Everything else in the West has been one game is this.
And you know what the funny part is like we're like the West is so dominant, and like we have the team, we're like these are the dominant teams, and they go out. They go out. They get burnt out, man. It's a long series.
Yo, what are these messages that I'm getting on the Skype? See, somebody done hacked into my shit, bro. Ooh. Anyway, so we'll start with the East, obviously. We get to be unbiased and speak about the Boston Celtics because you know how them Tommy boys be getting when we talk about JB and Jayson Tatum. And I would love to get their opinion on that next week. We will get to that because I believe the NBA Finals starts Wednesday or Thursday. I think it's Thursday of next week. So perfect segue for us to kind of do like a finals prediction. We can objectively speak about the Boston Celtics. Everyone's giving them shit, me included, about the way they've gotten to the finals with kind of just the hiccups and slip ups and just weird shit. But to their credit, they're 12-2 in the playoffs. I mean, obviously the road has been the road. Everyone's gonna give them shit. Well, this person got hurt. Listen, I can tell you the amount of times LeBron James, best, second and third best players did not play in the NBA Finals, and everybody want to give him shit. So, we ain't doing that. Okay. So, they've done what they've done. Now, what I'll say about this Boston Indiana series, and I'd like to see how you think about what I'm saying, because I think we both can agree Indiana was definitely in a position to win about 3 of those games, right? And
pick your high.
So did it come down to Indiana just being young and dumb and full of or Boston like been there, done that with the best team in the NBA?
No, Indiana dumb and dumb. That's what it was. It wasn't Boston because Boston's like, listen. Sammy watched one of the games with me and kind of like peered me into, and I was like, holy shit, he's right. Everything with Boston is my turn, your turn. My turn, your turn.
I said that.
Your turn.
I've been saying that about Tatum and Brown. It is.
And sprinkled. Listen, Derek White. I'm sorry. I love.
You came around. Yes.
I love Derek White. Not an all-star. Not an all-star.
But when you watch that dude play, like I don't know what OG Anunoby does for your team, but clearly there's a reason why y'all was 25-6 with him in the lineup. Derek White is the better version of that right now.
I love Derek White. I will buy the jersey. I don't give a shit. I love Derek White.
You buy the wig with the hair how it was?
I know hair. He ain't got no hair no more. So.
The little piece that he had.
Derek White, I have a new love for, and that guy is clutch. And I know he had one bad game, but everywhere he needs to be, he's there. Even on defense, like he's blocking shots, he's getting steals, he's making plays.
That's just like that.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm really a fan. And Jayson Tatum, we watched that game, and I remember it was the third quarter, and like I wasn't impressed. And Sammy's like, he has 26 points, right? I'm like, damn, really?
Quiet as fuck.
It's like he scored 20 when we were up 12. I'm like, Jesus, man. So
empty calories, Dak Prescott. But yeah, I love Jayson Tatum, by the way. So
I do too. I love Jayson Tatum too, but I mean it's his team. But
is it? Dog, listen. JB won that Eastern Conference Finals MVP, the Larry Bird Trophy, and he was surprised. He said, "I don't ever win shit," and he said that with like a kind of like in a way where it's like, "Man, I've been telling y'all this is my fucking team, but y'all keep wanting to give it to the light skin." I think deep down there's like a little bit of like I don't want to call it jealousy. I'm not gonna say no man jealousy. The man has $308 million in coming to his bank account. I'm pretty sure he's not just. You know what I mean? But I think there's a little bit of like, and I get it. As somebody in my profession, I do recruiting. It's basically sales, and I've done sales. We've all played sport. You do feel some type of way sometimes when like him, but they keep highlighting old boy over here all the time. Like, man, yeah, but come on, you don't see what I'm doing? And I get it, because believe me, I've been in that position too many times, and I understand the frustration. Because Aaron, you still cool with homie, and it got nothing to do with him. It's not your fault, but like low key, I want to hit you in the face right now because like everybody gassing you up, and meanwhile, I'm the reason why we here. I hit that corner three. That was me. I hit this. I got the assist. I got the steal. And for what it's worth, Jayson Tatum was like, it's like I don't even know how to explain it. I was listening to the Club 520 podcast with Jeff T, and they say he's like basically how like Kobe was. And because remember, before Black Mamba Kobe, Fro Kobe was just an asshole, and he gonna give you 35 points just because he felt like giving you 35 points, right? And there wasn't really much emotion to it. It was just cold-blooded assassin. And Jayson Tatum is the light-skinned version of that, where it's not as cold-blooded, but he just be killing y'all just very quietly. And I think we're not used to that because you see how much we're gravitating around Anthony Edwards. We see how happy we got when Luka was talking that shit to Rudy Gobert. Like, we love that shit. Jalen Brown will give you that shit. Jayson Tatum don't got that in him. He don't got it. He like Larry Bird used to talk his dog. The amount of stories I hear about Larry Bird, dog, like I have my respect for him was on another level because he was talking that shit to a predominantly black sport. He was saying, "Why you put the white guy on me?" And then go cook him and give him 50. Like, dog, that's the type of shit we love because that's basketball.
Like white man can't jump type shit right there.
Exactly. It's like we like that's why we like hip hop. It's the same thing. That little edge, that little you want to get that. Jayson Tatum was like a pop star. He's like Drake. I ain't gonna say that.
Michael Cooper was like, I'm gonna go get my gun.
Yeah, I'm Michael Cooper. It was what's his name? What's his name from Gil's podcast, the bigger dude, UCLA. Oh my God, that's his dad. He played for the Bucks at the time. It was God, what is his name? Josiah Johnson. That's Johnson. Something Johnson. Anyway, that was him in the movie because that was his dad. And that was, I mean, that's how it was in the 80s, right? So Larry Bird's talking shit to everybody that said I'm gonna bring my gun, doing cocaine in the locker room. He didn't give a shit.
Motherfuckers getting capped.
He didn't give a shit. And me, white man in the movie, he ran. I bet you Larry Bird wouldn't have ran. He'd be like, "Come go get your gun there, see what's up." So I don't know, man. It's just I want to get that. I want to get more of that from Tatum. But
we all want to get more from.
But given that JB just got that trophy, because you just said it, who realistically, we all knew Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker. We all knew it was Paul Pierce's team, right? And we're fast forwarding it 20 years. We all know it's supposed to be Tatum's team because that's who it's supposed to be. But do you think JB feeling that like?
I want to believe that, and I don't want to put it on that. I think this team these two have been together for a while now. They've been together what 6+ years, 7+ years.
Like Kobe were together for 6+7 years, and they won 3 titles and still hated each other.
But I think in this situation, I think it's more about, and maybe I'm naive. I'll say I'm naive on this. I think they tried something last time and it didn't work, and now they're just. If the hot hand works, like Jayson Tatum doesn't care. We know Jayson Tatum's a soft-spoken person. So I think just letting JB do what he does with all the heart he has, we all know he's going to fall on the ground. We know he can't go left. But
bro, it was getting disgusting in game 4. I'm like, bro, you can't dribble left. You're a $300 million man.
But when he needs to do something, he does it. He does it. So I'm not dogging Jalen Brown anymore. And I think he got snubbed from not being on one of the all teams lists. I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I'll say that right now.
Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, bullshit.
Devin Booker.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Jalen Brown got robbed. You're welcome, Townie. So I think it's more of like Jayson Tatum being like, okay, I'm also playing with a really good basketball player that is probably my caliber type. How can I fit the mold to this team? If I need to take over, I can take over, but we're doing good just like this. But now here's the caveat is when it comes down to the last few minutes and we watch them, how shitty do they look? We don't know who they're going to go to. Is it going to be That's the problem. That's the problem. And Jayson Brown, Jayson Tatum needs to pull his head out of his ass and be like, okay, now it's my turn to close out this game. And when it's time to close out the game, I know he hit that 1-3 that sealed it, but that didn't lead up to everything. Everything else that the team was doing was efficient. He just hit that three and okay.
Now listen, Shaq and Kobe, right? We all know Shaq gonna dominate the first three and a half quarters. But even young 23-year-old Kobe, last couple minutes, Shaq might be fouled out. Ankle might have twisted. It don't even matter if Shaq's on the court. They go because you know that he's gonna get fouled, so the ball can't really be in his hand. Who was closing that shit all the time? Who was Kobe? Because we all knew that was Shaq won 3 Finals MVPs, and that was still Kobe's team, dog. He won 3 back-to-back Finals MVPs, and everybody and their mama knew if it's gonna be between Shaq and Kobe, Shaq is gone. They traded him like, all right, bye. Like, we're not losing this young kid, Kobe. Jayson Tatum is not unfortunate, but Jayson Tatum is the Kobe of the team. Whereas like Scottie Pippen never really got along with Jordan, but we all know who. Come on, man, it's Jordan's team, dog. Like no matter what, we always want to have like a 1-2 or a 1A, 1B on a team type of like aspect. There has to be an alpha, and there's got to be the next guy.
I think in this one it's just symbiotic, and you just got to
ride.
On
your team, you know who the guy is, no matter what. Julius Randle could be on the court. Julius Randle might be a better overall player if we're counting, whatever, like M2K stats. But in the fourth quarter, I don't give a damn if Julius Randle's on the court or whoever got hurt, OG Anunoby, I don't care. You know the ball is going to be in Jalen Brunson's hands. And you as a fan expect him to deliver because that's the dude. You know what I mean? Like that, and that's the thing. It's like, unless you have like a Luka, like
quiet. He's just so quiet. That's my gripe.
I get it, but that shouldn't be his fault. And I understand where all the hate is coming from, but it's not his fault that he's quiet. I think it's and to kind of like go a different direction on the same subject. The reason why this is working is because they went and got a Derek White and they went and got a Drew Holiday. And Drew Holiday, we saw the way he was able to stable that shit in Milwaukee. They were down 0-2 in the NBA Finals to Chris Paul, hungry for his first title, Devin Booker, Cam Johnson. They had a squad. Down 0-2, Giannis is taking 13 seconds to shoot free throws. The whole shit looked like he was about to hit the fan. But the point guard, Mr. Young Drew Holiday, like I've been saying for years, all Boston needs is the point guard. Dog, who was making the key defensive plays in the fourth quarter, knocking the ball out of bounds, forcing you to make a stupid decision, forcing you to do that was all Drew Holiday. So to me, they could be doing the same thing right now. But if it was no, and this is no disrespect to Damian Lillard. I think if it was Damian Lillard in that spot, we'll still be confused. Like, well, whose team is he? Like everybody got to eat. Drew Holiday, we know how he is as a point guard. He's a true definition of a point guard. Jason Kidd was the best player on all of the teams that he's played on until he got to Dirk. It was his team. And no matter what, he ran the show. Kenyon Martin, Keith Van Horn, all the way to Dirk. No matter how great all these players were, Jason Kidd was the point guard that just kept all that shit together. And to me, they got the point guard. We're proud of the point guard because I love Drew Holiday. And I was talking to my coworker about it because she's a Miami Heat fan. And I was like, I don't want to cheer for Boston to win the title. I'll be so angry. But she went to UF, and she went to UF while Al Horford was there. So like, what you gonna do? You're not gonna cheer for Al Horford? And then Drew Holiday, who doesn't like Drew Holiday, dog? Drew Holiday is like the nicest dude in the world. And then JB, dog, JB is just a nice guy, UCLA, smart kid, got like master's degrees and shit. It's
Cal.
Yeah, it's like they got players that you don't even like. I like me, the Sixers fan, right? I saw a picture oh my God, I saw the picture today. I don't know if you saw it on social media.
Yep, the 2 drafts.
Bruh, I hate that. I posted it in one of my group chats, like, reason 10,733 why I hate the 76ers. It's for that. We could have drafted Jayson Tatum and Jalen Brown, but we got Markelle Fultz and Ben Simmons.
I didn't want to give you an aneurysm, so.
Bro, I had an aneurysm. I was at work, and that made my day just go south from that. So I already lost my train of thought now. That shit pissed me off so much. But long story short, them two, they got drafted. They the dudes in Boston. And I got no issues with Tatum. I would have loved to have him on my team. I have no issue with JB. I would love to have him on my team. Kristaps, that might be personal for you, or maybe certain Dallas.
I got no beef with Kristaps.
Some Knicks fans, some Mavericks fans, maybe, I don't know. There might be some people who are salty about him, but what has Kristaps ever done to anybody?
The Knicks page congratulated him to making it to the finals.
Thank you. Like, what has Kristaps ever done to anybody? Nobody fucking hates Kristaps.
No, the Knicks fans absolutely love Kristaps. They just are hated the way that the organization handled it, because he was pissed off the way they handled Melo, and that's why he wanted to get out of there.
Aaron Davis explained it all on Carmelo's shit.
Also, happy birthday, Carmelo Anthony, man.
Oh yeah, he a Gemini. That's why he a little crazy. But no, B Diddy, Baron Davis clarify all this shit on Carmelo shit. Listen, Bill Jackson messed up that whole organization in the little time that he was there. It was so bad how quickly it dissipated. And
I love Phil, but that pissed me off.
That's where it went wrong for y'all, bro. That shit. I say the same thing about the Lakers. Once homeboy passed away, Dr. Butts. The moment he passed away, first of all, remember, it didn't go to Jeannie Buss right away. It went to his sons. But his son was like a crackhead or something. I don't want to call you a crackhead, but I know you was on some shit. And she took her brother to court to take control of the team. That's how bad it got. Meanwhile, the people don't remember it. After Kobe won that second championship in part 2 of his career, it was all shit. It was all shit, dog. Y'all remember Robert Sucre? And y'all got that player from the G League that everybody was so happy for? Remember that was the highlight of the seasons? It's been shit ever since.
Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, exactly. So, I can lose my train of thought. What was I just talking about? Either way, the shout out to the Celtics. They figured it out. Even though I hate y'all, I respect every player on that court, and it pisses me off that you got players that I like. But shout out to y'all. Now y'all got an opponent coming up. We don't know who yet. And AROD, I'm gonna go out on the limb. I told y'all yesterday in the chat. It would not surprise me one bit if Minnesota comes back and win the series. Do you want? Because what did you just say about Indiana and Boston? Indiana should have won 3 of them hoes, right? This series, Minnesota should have swept Dallas, bro. Dallas maybe 1 game. Minnesota did almost everything they could to lose those games sometimes, the way I saw that they were coaching, and they were in every single game. Like, game-winning shots, everything has been within a small point radius. And to me, blame game 1. Anthony Edwards, I don't know what I know he played a very gruesome game 7, and by the time he came back to game 1, he was tired. But that man was exhausted. And Anthony Towns did not want to show up for the first 3 games. Rudy Gobert is and that's, once again, AROD,
Hey. Let me issue. I got one thing to say. I'm going to issue an apology to you, okay? I'm issuing an apology to you because I tried to make you a believer, and I'm rescinding that. Rudy Gobert is fucking trash.
Rudy Gobert has been so bad that I had a nightmare of him on March 9, 2020, all up on the machines and shit. I don't have COVID, dumbass. Like, every time I think about COVID, I look at him. He's the reason why COVID started, because he had to shut down the NBA that night. Like, his shit was so bad that the NBA shut down. And when $1 billion organization says we cannot play no games right now, the world shuts down. And I'm gonna never forgive you for that, Rudy Gobert. And then on top of that, and Kendrick Perkins talked about this on ESPN, he's embarrassed that he voted for this man for DPOY. He has done such a disservice to Dikembe Mutombo, Bill Russell, Alonzo Mourning. Michael Jordan winning MVP and DPOY in 1 year. LeBron should have did it too, but they gave it to Marc Gasol. But even Marc Gasol, everybody rolling over in their grave right now. Ben Wallace is like, they gave that man 4 DPOYs. And every game I watch, I'm looking at the coach. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Why is he in the game? Why is he playing? Oh my! I wish Vic was on here because I can he my numbers guy. How many minutes a game is Rudy Gobert averaging in the series? Because
More than
he's on
30.
he's on the court way too long. They are pick and rolling to attack you. Who wants it? What's the Derrick Jones Jr. The dunker? What's his name? Derrick Jones, the dunker. Dog, he's taking you one on one. Not Nas Reed. Vanderbilt one on one. Kyrie one on one. Luka one on one. Everybody wants that shit. Like, yeah, like it's supposed to be you take the small guy or the white guy that can't move his feet laterally. They going after the DPOY 4 times. 4 times. And to me, if they just coached a little bit better, they would have already won this series. So I think it's not out of comprehension, or it's not out of the equation. I think Minnesota come back. What you think?
I mean, it's tough. It's tough for them to come back. A 3-0 series, but same thing we've been talking about. Ant-Man is just, he's got that heart.
I love that kid, man.
I love him to
Even
death.
when it's bad.
And even fucking Luka, bro. Luka Magic is a real fucking thing.
Well, I told y'all was the MVP.
Huh?
Who I told y'all was the MVP in August. I told y'all. You thought I was dog. That dude is so good, and he finally showed up to work on time. He came to camp in shape. That dog. Once you started doing that,
I'm telling you right now, like as much as I want Minnesota to come back, it's hard to claw back, no pun intended, from like a 3-0 or now 3-1. It's tough. It'll be entertaining. Scott Foster's there, so the extender's there. We know he's there.
Scott Foster, bro. When I saw him in Game 4, I was like, yeah, Hard Rock, I'm about to drop this money because they ain't gonna let 2 sweeps happen. Fuck out of here. Dog.
I think Luka is got a fire in him, man. Luka's trying to put this away, and
that boy.
As much as I despise Kyrie Irving, like it's crazy to see
That's
him.
the next topic we're gonna have to talk about. So get it out your system. Don't talk about Kyrie yet. Talk about I cannot wait. We gotta talk about that. Go ahead.
All I'm gonna say is like he understands his role. He gets his role on this team, and he doesn't have to be the one. And it's like you've been alluding to that he's playing with like a younger LeBron, same kind of stature as LeBron, not as tall, not as athletic as LeBron, but very skilled like LeBron James.
Same production.
So,
it don't look like Jayson Tatum. It don't look that good, but hey, he getting it to you.
It makes sense. And then the cast of Nimrods they have with them, like they do their job. I mean, PJ Tucker, like who would have thought he'd be PJ Washington will be shooting out the gym like he has been. I know he's gone cold the last 2 games, but Gafford, like I watch games with Shotgun Guy, and Shotgun Guy is probably the worst player to watch basketball games with. He's like, bro, Derek Lively is much better basketball player. I'm like, no way, bro. Watch this motherfucker Gafford. Like, he just yamming on everybody.
Well, I will say, skill set, Lively's better. Hustle and energy and heart, just like the New York Knicks. That's why did I tell you why I like the Knicks so much?
But at the same time,
he would be a perfect Knick.
But at the same time, it's a complementary. You have the hustle and the grit out of Gafford being in the right spots, and then you got the guy to go in there and take over when he needs to, when his name is called, and Lively. So it's symbiotic. It works out. But I'm just saying that the team is bought into everything. And I don't know if it's Luka, I don't know if it's Jason Kidd, but they've got something good going on there. And it's crazy to think that they're missing pieces, in my opinion, but they're winning games. They're winning games, and they're
say that one more time.
They're winning games, and they're making the right switches every time it needs to happen. And Derrick Jones, like I'm not comparing him to Vince Carter at all. I'm not saying he's Vince Carter. I'm just saying that we all remember Vince Carter, the electrifying dunker. And yeah, Derrick Jones can still get up there, but he's raining threes. He's raining threes. Like when Vince Carter got older, he was like, "Fuck it."
Old man Vince was hitting the threes too.
Yeah. So now he's hitting the threes, and it's like, man, he's Derrick Jones is serviceable now. So it's crazy to see that because we pride the Timberwolves on being such a great defensive team and making the switches, but I mean they're not. And Karl Anthony Towns, man, like I'm glad you showed up this game, but you're on my shit list too. You and Rudy Gobert, I think, are the two softest big men you could put together on a team.
Rudy Gobert is averaging 36 minutes a game, by the way.
I told you it was 30 plus, yeah.
36 minutes a game. And
but Karl Anthony Towns is soft as dog shit, man.
For what it's worth.
And there's something I can't stand when he gets mad. He's like, it's like I saw a thing on Twitter. It was like the way he's like, "Oi, papi, I didn't make foul."
Yeah. Well, he did that foul on who was it on? I don't know who it was.
He does this shit with his
hands.
He
was like, why? I was like, oh God. And again,
he's cringe.
I'm a Sixers fan. Me and Joel and B been trolling this man since forever. So I get it. But to his credit, because I'm always gonna keep it real, if I like you or not, right? I almost tried to give Rudy Gobert credit. That's how reasonable I am. Yesterday, in that game 4, go win or go home, he showed up. And I'm very happy to see that he was able to show up. But it brings me back to who y'all following. Anthony Edwards has been boosting his ego after every game this series because Anthony Edwards at 22 years old is one of the best, and it's his way. Like, we look at Shea, we look at John Morant, we look at Anthony Edwards. Because, like, we look at those three, they all kind of carry a same type of, like, aura and swag for their team. And that's when the team gravitates to that, right? Shea got that little cool stoic, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's that commercial that he does with Shea?
What a pro wants.
What a pro wants.
Going to fucking Cancun. That's what he did.
That commercial is so, like cringe to me. But, like, that's his personality. He just really, I'm going to wear this Louis Vuitton vest and shit. And we going to talk our shit. That's the way OKC look. Anthony Edwards got them all just in a better mood. Like, Rudy Gobert, the reason why I hate it because he used to do all the facial shit too.
You know why I have more respect for Anthony Edwards? You know why? It happened last game. Michael Parsons pulled up in a Dallas Mavericks jersey.
Hell yeah.
Wearing Anthony Edwards shoes.
Yeah, bitch. Sorry. That was not right. But anyway, I'm telling you, I'm confident, bitch. I don't know what color I want to get first. I don't know what
Get the blue. Get the blue.
Get the hose is nice, bro. Them hoes
did a good job. They did a good job doing and here's the thing. Here's the thing is like Anthony Edwards is marketing the shit out of that shoe. Adidas is marketing the shit.
Bro, yes. Yes, he is. And
pay attention now to see how many players are wearing those shoes from Adidas.
Of course. Bro, every time I watch him play, it's been a while since I watch a basketball player and I look at the shoe. Every time somebody's wearing the Grinch, the Kobe Grinches, like Jalen Brunson and them, I notice it off the rip. It's like, oh shit, he wearing the Grinches, right? Every time somebody wear like 12s, I might notice. And every time somebody wearing like answers, I'll notice because like those are like all my kind of favorite like.
Nobody wears answers.
Yeah. What's his name? What's his name that played in Detroit? I mean, in Chicago. I think Andre Drummond was. Yeah. Anyway, but I'll always pay attention to that.
The last person I saw wear answers was what's the dude the Lakers had and the Sixers had from Louisville. It was Sixth Man of the Year, and then he just like disappeared.
Michael Carter Jr.
No, Michael Carter Jr. Big dude, center power forward. He was at the Clippers. He was with the Clippers. He won Sixth Man of the Year. Then he went to the Lakers.
Elton Brand? No.
Louisville? Recent. I'll find the name. Keep talking. Don't pontificate.
A center from Louisville.
Keep talking.
What school did he go to? Well, we haven't run that in a while. But anyway, shit, man, I'm trying to think who the hell this could be. But anyway, but every time I see this man's shoes, I'm like, I gotta give me one of them hoes, dog. Cause I don't know what shoes Jayson Tatum's wearing in any game. That's how boring he is to me, right? But I'm gonna see what the hell my dog Ant got on.
Montrezl Harrell.
That's exactly who I was thinking of, actually. It wasn't Andre Drummond. It was Montrezl Harrell. And what the hell happened to his career? Dog.
Not a coachable guy.
How dog. I'm like, what happened? He looked like 2 Chainz, dog. I'm like, dog, you can ball, dog. What do you do? Anyway, yeah, man, Ant-Man is that aura is different, but look, and I don't. Do I think Minnesota can come back and win the series? I don't think it's gonna happen, but I think they've had every reason to have already won this series. But I don't want to look forward too much, obviously, because the series is not over yet. But look, the Dallas situation where you said the perfect thing earlier. You said the fact that they're missing pieces and they still might probably most likely be in the NBA Finals. That shit was the craziest shit ever.
Be afraid, Boston.
They could use a Derek White type of player, dog. They could use just that perfect glue. And we always say, when you have a dynamic duo, 9 times out of 10 you need a point guard to make you regulate that shit. They both point guards. They both just got that shit. And I wanted to start with. I want to bring this up now because I'm passionate about this because as much as y'all be giving my dog Kyrie shit, I was angry when I was supposed to be angry. But what do I always say? But I love Kyrie. I really want him to do. I'm always bigging him up and I'm always defending him more than I probably should sometimes, right? And I've been saying it all year. Look at the dude mature right in front of our eyes. Kobe, I don't think I understand. RIP to the B, but I was an Allen Iverson fan. Kobe used to piss me off. I'm like, no, why do you act the way you act? You're so immature. That was always my thing. Because the thing with Kobe and when I got older and I started understanding, sometimes you just don't vibe with the people around you. And whenever I'm like that, I get really just focused on my shit. I don't got time for everybody else. I don't want to talk to y'all. I just want to be alone in my crib, play my 2K, watch Jeopardy, and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want. And to me, early on in Kobe's career, he was like the young superstar that was different. He did the hip hop shit. He spoke Italian. He was on all the TV shows and went with Brandy to the thing, whatever. But all in all, to me, he was still kind of introverted. I think all of that he just did because he did. He grew up with an NBA player. I mean, his dad played in the NBA. So I think he was just a little just off, right? Kyrie is the same way, dog. And that's why Kyrie looked up to Kobe so much. And Kobe gave him the stamp because to me, it's the same shit. Kyrie, early on, he a little rough around the edges. It's kind of really hard to understand. One day he's this and one day he's that. But all I'm going to say is that, AROD, you were once in your 20s. I was once in my 20s. And I know most men in their 20s, we all went through the same shit. We try to find ourselves every year from 20 to 29, maybe 28 for some people who got lucky, maybe 32 or 33 for people who still don't know who they are. It takes time. He just did his shit publicly and was not afraid to just be himself publicly. And we see it with a lot of, LeBron had a weird 20s. He was here and here, and people liked him, hated him. Kobe, Shaq, Michael Jordan, they used to call him an asshole and nobody liked him. And then everybody loves him and now they defend him until the grave. So to me, Kyrie just needed to grow up. And he just happened to grow up right in front of us. And we all didn't think the Dallas shit would work. He gonna go to play with LeBron in Los Angeles. He don't really care about basketball. He don't want to go to the games. He don't want to go to work. And all that shit to me, overblown, bro. I think everybody was just too. I know you've been listening to Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. Smith apologized. Even he apologized. Draymond Green apologized to Stephen A. Smith last night. AROD, can we get some love for Kyrie, dog? Can we just take your shit out of it and just really look at it from an outside view?
I will. I did already. I said it. It's working. It's working.
I don't want to hear working. I want to talk about Kyrie, the person.
Has he matured? Listen, on paper, it looks like he's matured. I'll give him that. But I've seen him say some shit and then, bolt. So I'm giving 7
years ago.
It's repeated itself. I give Kyrie his props. I really do. I think this is the place for him because this is what he needs to be with. He doesn't need to be on a superstar of a team of trios. He needs to be with one guy that's similar to LeBron and let him get busy the way he gets busy. That's how Kyrie's gonna, be effective on the team. And then the team of misfit toys that the rest of the guys are, like, they know their roles, man.
Remember the Mavericks team of misfit toys that won the championship? It was Dirk.
It was a pretty good misfit toy
Josh
team.
Howard, a misfit toy. Jason Terry.
It was definitely on the roster. We know it, but it was definitely
trash.
It was a definitely older team, and they were just like, you know what? This is the last time we're gonna have a shot at an NBA Finals, and we just need to shoot out the gym. So, like Cat's been saying, yeah, I've been taking like 1,500 shots a day. Like, I guarantee you, they were really doing that. So, I don't trust Cat.
What was that voice there, bro? That was
That's
crazy.
his voice.
I know, but you ain't got to do all that, bro. That was too much, dog.
That's his voice.
You made it sound too natural, A-Rod. I'm a little concerned, dog. That was too natural.
I'm good at
mimicking. On the low.
I'm good at mimicking people, and that's exactly how that motherfucker.
Clearly, that was too good, dog.
Listen, I give Kyrie his props. I have no quarrel with him in this series. I'm proud of him.
Not this series, just him as a human being, his character development. You don't see none of that. Like,
no, because I hold him back to when he wanted to convert to Islam and said all the things that he did during Ramadan.
He was 27, 28 years old. I was 28. I used to think I was this and that. You don't know who the hell you are. Come on, A-Rod. You were once 28, 29, 27 before. We all go through this shit as guys. We just don't know what the fuck is going on, and then we just grow up.
Here, I'll take it one more step forward. Let's see what happens if they get to the finals and they go play in Boston. Let's see how he reacts when he goes back to Boston.
He's played in Boston already over the last 2 years.
Let's see.
5 years.
Let's see what happens when he goes to Boston.
Let's see. We just gonna assume that's gonna be the series, right? And you mentioned it with that picture. The storylines and the script writing for this shit has been phenomenal. Chris Stapps and Luka couldn't do it. Jayson Tatum and JB and Kyrie just couldn't get along, and they just swallowed a couple places. It's like, oh, it's on site now, and and God, this is such an interesting dynamic because and the thing because we talk about why, to me, the reason why it's working with Luka is because Luka, for as good of a player he is, he's been a pro since he was 16. He's a veteran. He's not a fucking kid. LeBron was still he needed to come leave Miami and win a championship for the city of Cleveland so he can prove something. Kyrie never had a chance because Kyrie was drafted by Cleveland as well. Kyrie was supposed to be the face of the team. And here come big old LeBron taking a fucking, taking up everything again. Kyrie's like, yo, what happened to you? Remember what Kendrick Perkins said in the commercial? Where does the suit and Perkins get? No, that's one of my favorite scenes of fucking
Melo, you give horrible advice.
Horrible advice.
Shout out to Carmelo in like 10 commercials too. I love seeing that.
Yo, because they were talking about it on Gil's Arenas. By the way, in case y'all know, I listen to a lot of podcasts. So Gilbert Arenas, they're talking about yo, Carmelo used to not want to do these commercials and shit. Now he doing shit with Eli Manning, K. Perk. Hennessy, he doing every commercial. So definitely, when you play for the Cowboys, the Knicks, the Lakers, you gonna be famous for the Yankees. You gonna be famous forever, dog. That's just how it is. But nah, Kyrie was like, where does the suit end? And Kyrie started. LeBron took all the Jews. Obviously, that's his city. And he goes to Boston. Come on, man. They drafted Jalen Brown and Jayson Tatum to be the face of the team. And then you bring in somebody who's still young. That was not going to work. Dog, they were all too young. Because we still see it with Tatum and Brown now. So that wasn't going to work. And he said, I'm going to go team up with the boy KD. And I don't think he realized, I think I want this shit to be mine, really. I really want this shit to be mine. And KD, and then obviously the stuff with the vaccine. And then obviously we all went through COVID together, right? When you were at home for all those months, you ain't got shit to do. Everybody's mind started wandering, dog. Everybody started investing in fucking Bitcoin and GameStop. Everybody started trying out wine. Some people just changed the religion. Some people, people got pregnant. It was a very difficult time for everybody, and I think we all took it one way or the other. A lot of Kyrie's shit, some of it started right before because I heard he was a little, whatever. But to me, that was when he was by himself with his thoughts. That's what. Remember, he said that shit. We shouldn't even have a bubble. We shouldn't even have NBA anymore. We should start our own league. Kyrie was on some shit. He was on some shit. But at some point, you grow up, dog. And to me, he went to a team where there's no egos, dog. Like, you look at that team, nobody wants to, like, you watch the Lakers, right? D'Angelo Russell wanted to be a superstar so much, and you can tell why that's not going to work. You watch some of these teams, like, everybody wants to be the superstar. But what did you say? Everybody know their role. Kyrie knows I'm the vet in the locker room. I know my role. Luka's obviously the better player, so I'm going to do everything I can to support him because I'm not trying to compete with him no more because I'm a grown-up. And then you got Gafford, energy. Lively, energy. The rest of the roster is just energy, and that's it. That's misfit toys. So I think Kyrie was, like you said, he's following the situation that just works. But I think a lot of that goes along with his like maturity. Because imagine he was toxic. Like, it's not gonna work. No, Kristaps and Luka was apparently kind of toxic. So I don't know how they got this storyline together because that's Boston and Dallas. That was not on my bingo card going into the season. As much as I wanted Luka to be the MVP and everything, not on my bingo card. I had the Lakers or I had Denver. I think that's not everybody. We got Minnesota and OKC's and all these people. So, big ups to the NBA for getting this script right. I'm not gonna.
It's the meme. Who had Dallas and Boston in the finals?
Tell you, hey man, you got that one. You wrote that shit. And speaking of writing, House of what's that shit? Game of Thrones shit. What's that shit? Damn, I already forgot what that name is in the show. House of Dragons is coming back in like 2-3 weeks, y'all. So they writing that shit. I'm just saying. But obviously we're getting ahead of ourselves. Assuming Dallas gets into the finals against Boston, we're not gonna think he's gonna win. Who would you cheer for?
It's hard. I hate both.
That's why I asked. Trust me.
I hate Boston, but I like the players on the team.
Same.
And I don't like Kyrie, but I really want Luka to win.
Coming around. You mean somebody that's no chance?
I'm like 45 into it.
Bro, okay. I was about ready to give Rudy Gobert a chance. You could give Kyrie a chance.
I would be more excited for Luka to get a ring because I feel like we've been wanting this for him for so long. But the same thing goes for Jayson Tatum and Jalen Brown. So I can say it's going to be an exciting series.
But you were cheering for who are you see, bro? Every day I'll be like, yesterday I was watching the game, right? I'm happy to see Dallas win the series, but I'm also just as happy to see Minnesota win the series, right? Whenever Dallas was doing shit, I never went like yes. Every time Anthony Edwards was hitting clutch shit down in the game yesterday, and then Cat made those couple threes back to back, I found myself being like yes, because I'm like, yeah, I'm cheering for Minnesota, I guess. So when Boston and possibly Dallas play each other, who are you gonna be secretly like yes for?
I'm gonna be a spectator, but when Luka hits a shot, I'm gonna be like.
So deep down, 51% of you is going Dallas, and then 49 is going to be Boston. Who?
In the words of my boy Kanye West, I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know. I'll say I'll probably like 60. Hey, Tommy, you're not on to defend yourself, but I'm still a Sixers fan, man. I can't stand y'all motherfuckers. I don't want to see y'all be happy. I'll be happy to see those players win.
I can already hear Vic. This is outrageous. Jayson Tatum is the best scorer in the league. He's just one of the best.
Listen, Boston fans, I want you to understand, like I just said,
Vic, I love you.
The players on the team, I'll be happy for. I don't have a problem with them. It's y'all. Y'all fans. So I'll be like Rashad McCants is one of them. I can't stand Rashad McCants. So I don't want to see Rashad McCants happy either. So y'all fans, I'm not going to be happy for you. So
I will say this. I will be happy with whatever the outcome is. I'll be happy for our Townie brothers to get a ring and watch them be happy for
You'll be happy for Kyrie, get his second ring, dog?
And I'll be happy to see Kyrie get his second ring without LeBron James and the Luka get his first. Because I feel like
without LeBron James is still with Luka, dog. It's the same. But we don't historically think about it. Historically, we're gonna look when Bill Walton won his championship with Larry Bird and them, nobody was thinking, oh, he got one with Larry and he got no. But we look 30 years from now, we like, yo, he got one with Larry Bird and Handy. Like we don't look back. One Luka, one LeBron. Robert Horry had Kobe, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Tim Duncan and Shaq. But he got 7 of them all, but nobody's crediting him for those 7. So shout out to my dog Kyrie and Luka. Shout out to Jayson Tatum, light skinned ass, and Jalen Brown. And Drew Holiday, my favorite player on the Celtics, Drew Holiday. Old man Al Horford. Derek White, your favorite player on the roster?
I love Derek White.
Oh, Drew Holiday is that boy, though. I love Drew Holiday.
I love Drew.
I'm so jealous.
I'm so happy to come around to Derek White, though.
Yeah, it's a pleasant sight. He plays the right way. All right, cool. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I did have one question before we leave the series with Minnesota. Obviously, they went down 0-3, and we don't know if they're going to win the series or not yet. It's still too early to tell. But one name, who do you blame the most for them being down 0-3?
I got 3 names.
I know that. We all have 3 or 4 names. But to you, who's the one name for you? You got to give me one guy.
The faux defensive player of the year.
DPOY, Mr. Rudy.
I want to cap more, but like Kendrick Perkins like cut it up best on the NBA show that I watched the other day. He cut it up into a pie, and he was like, "If we have to slice it into a piece of pie, I'm gonna give 25% to Rudy Gobert, 25% to Cat, 25% to Chris Finch, and 25% to Anthony Edwards." So I was like, all right, like I got no quarrel with that. Each one of them.
You gotta pick one.
I'm going Rudy for sure, because you're crowned player of the year and you have 4 blocks in 4 games. Fuck out of here, bro.
I know, and I remember I mentioned that. And that shit was pissing me off.
Luka is cooking him.
All right, so I could unfortunately have to blame one person, and I love this dude almost as much as I love Drew Holiday, because they're the same player to me. Mike Conley Jr. Because he's the reason why Chris Finch tore his ACL or whatever he tore, and he can't be on the sideline like he's supposed to be. Because the assistant coach that's standing in his place because Chris Finch can't stand during the game, he be looking lost as hell. And as a basketball player, football, baseball player, whatever sport you play, if you have a coach, a manager, a caddy, or something that looks concerned all the time, you take on the image of that person. I'm telling you. Rick Carlisle should be looking stressed on the sideline. It took on that shit. I could go down. I can give you coaches. Now, Doc Rivers can never get shit done because losing his voice and he's all stressed and shit. Like, why do you think they don't ever get that shit together?
Kawhi Leonard, if I ever hear your name with in the same sentence as Michael Jordan again.
Dog. I'm just saying, dog, like, it's
George.
Mike Conley is the reason why Chris Finch messed up his whole shit. And the confident Chris Finch that's supposed to be on the sideline is sitting down, and then this weirdo assistant coach, I'm scared. They took on his image. Because I'm telling you, Chris Finch is Chris Finch is on the sideline with the bravado he brought to the Denver series. Man, they straight, bro. They good. Now they taking on the image of the assistant coach. So that's who I blame. Because it makes no sense.
Let's go to another topic. Come on, let's go.
All right. Your favorite sport, ain't no secret to anybody, because you share it. You also do share the name of somebody who got y'all last World Series in 2011, right? 2010 against the Philadelphia Phillies. That shit still pisses me off. You guys are off to an amazing start, but so are we. So it looks like we about to run that shit back. And I hope, just like the Knicks had Latrell Sprewell and all these motherfuckers on the sideline for y'all games, I hope Ryan Howard is there. Chase Utley is sitting there. J.B. Rollins is sitting there. I hope we RIP to my dog Doc Holliday. I hope they got the shit they did for Tupac hologram. I hope they have a hologram of him there, because we all gonna be there in attendance to see y'all go down, Aaron Judge and them, because Y'all turned up. I ain't gonna lie. And that Soto shit pisses me off, dog. Shit pisses me off so much because I was happy to get Trey Turner, and I knew once we got Trey Turner, I'm like, yeah,
You're greedy.
we couldn't get homeboy too. But that motherfucking dog, he's so good, dog. How did Washington fuck that up? And then turn around and San Diego don't fuck that up too.
San Diego, don't worry about he didn't want to be in Washington. Washington just couldn't put together a team.
Dog, these motherfuckers don't get it. It's like, why are you losing talent? But anyway, shout out to y'all in the AL. We holding our shit down in the NL. But I want to get to something a little bit more important than that, and a little bit more because you are the more traditional baseball fan. You and your dad, that was your shit, right? That you love baseball, right? So, in the news, was it this morning? Yesterday, I think it was. Yesterday. Go ahead and explain it. Because obviously you're going to be able to explain it better about the Negro League.
So the Negro League is now going to be treated as the MLB. They're going to be putting stats in that players had playing in the Negro League, which I think suffices. I think that's really, really good. I also love seeing like a lot of the old MLB players, most predominantly black MLB players, coming together to for like I guess it was a softball game, maybe it was a baseball. It was cool.
In Cooper. It was in Cooperstown, right?
It was super cool to see that.
Oh.
To see a lot of guys that I haven't seen in a while, like Chris Young or Adam Jones, and then the legends like Ken Griffey Jr. and all of them to be there.
Oh, the kid.
Ryan Howard was there. It was great. But now the stats that players accumulated while playing in the Negro Leagues are going to be upheld to regular baseball stats in the regular MLB season. And Josh Gibson is going to have 7 stats that are going to go way up, and he's going to hold the title for a lot of those stats. I haven't looked at him yet.
I know batting average,
one,
slugging, if you want to look at like next level stats. A lot of various, just like it was all like percentages, not like a number. It was all like highest average this, highest average that.
I know. A lot of people are upset with them adding this, that they should have their own like.
That's what I wanted to ask you. So you're a purist of the sport, obviously. So, like, if you ask me something about the NBA, I'll give you a lot more detail because that's my shit, right? So, from your perspective, taking whatever feelings or whatever, just how do you feel as a pure? Because baseball, y'all motherfuckers like with numbers. Y'all take the baseball numbers and the Hall of Fame and shit. They take every number so seriously. Like, I don't know how many points Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had. I had no idea how many points LeBron James had. But everybody know how much Babe Ruth had. Everybody know how much Willie Mays have. Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron. We all know. Y'all take numbers very, very seriously in baseball. How many career starts and wins?
My opinion.
How many bats? So yeah, what do you just based on your purist with all that shit? How does this affect any of that?
Don't be racist.
Thank you.
Don't be racist.
I got you. Because all right.
And then even at that, like Jackie Robinson, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, they all started there. That's where they all came from. And look at the careers that they had. Satchel Paige came to pitch into the MLB when he was like in his late 30s.
He still was pitching to his 50s.
And then so one thing I love about baseball is like now they're marketing the Negro Leagues is a good thing. I mean, I hate saying the Negro Leagues because it's just like
I know it's archaic. It's like saying the Redskins, but it's just archaic thinking.
It's going backwards, but we're giving credit to these players because there's so many good players. And what I love about MLB the show is that they have play. Sorry, I'm at a friend's house, so you hear kids and people in the background. They have paid tribute, and there's a mode that you can play. It's like not Road to the Show. It's like I can't think of what it is, but you basically play as the Negro League players and play all the games that they play.
Whoa! How? Really? They got that in the game?
Yeah. So you.
So it was like 1935.
Yeah, like you go back, like they're not on a team. They're just like free agents is like the team it'll be tagged to, but they're Negro League players. And you can play a Satchel Paige, and to unlock Satchel Paige, you'll have to like pitch a gem, get a hit with him because he even hit the ball too, and do all these things, which is cool. And it gives people who don't know about these players like Josh Gibson or Satchel Paige or Jackie Robinson when he was in the Negro Leagues or I can't think of the other guys, but there's so many of them that people forget. And they have like the historian for that talk about it as well in that. So it's cool to see that. So to have those stats put into baseball now, I think it's only right because, like I said, don't be racist. Don't be racist. You want to outcast these players. But then when Jackie Robinson came to the league, everybody was like, I'm going to pluck from the forbidden fruit tree and take this over here. So these guys were ballers. And even at that, when you play that mode in the game, you get to see they make a I think it was during spring training, Satchel Paige pitched against some MLB team, I forgot who it was, and cooked them. And you have to relive that moment. You have to get like 9 strikeouts and like 3 hits to unlock the player. That's like the last thing you have to do.
Is it like really like 1940s and they got like black and white cameras and shit and everybody wearing like these red hats and shit and saying racist shit?
No, they're not saying racist. Nobody on the ground saying none of that shit. No, but like the players have like the big gloves. They have like no-name shoes. They have the baggy pants. So
they want to make that shit real, so these kids know what the hell is really going on.
But the cooler part is the historian. I can't think of his name, but his I think it was his father or his grandfather played in the Negro Leagues, and he's the historian for the site in I don't know where I feel like a piece of shit that I don't know where the museum is. I think it's in DC, but he narrates the whole entire thing. And when you play as a player, he gives you a lot of like quirky commentary about this player, and it's cool. So kids who don't know, like I think one of the MLB players was talking about the game. He was like, my son was playing with it. He was playing as Josh Gibson, and he was like, oh my God, like this. He's learning about these players, and these are things they wouldn't know. So all in all, I think it's good for MLB to put these stats.
Kansas City.
Yeah. So I think it's good for baseball to put these stats into and to realize these players because one, they had to go over the cultural barrier that was presented to them, but also it was a very like competitive league. It was competitive. So I'm happy for baseball.
And it's crazy how I forgot that it was in Kansas City because remember Marshawn Lynch and Patrick Mahomes' dad. They did that little Sunday night football bullshit where Amazon Prime Thursday night football where he's hanging out with, I don't know if you remember that one where he's hanging out with Patrick Mahomes' dad. He was in Kansas City when he did that. With the addition, it's obviously I don't numbers is numbers is numbers, right? And I was on LinkedIn because that's my social media now. I don't got time for real social media, but I'm on LinkedIn. I follow front row sports, front office sports on LinkedIn, and the post came up about that, and there was this former PGA golfer in the comments who was salty about this shit, and he kept asking why, and I wish I had his name pulled up so I can call his ass out because after that I looked up his stats, but he was trash anyway. I'm like, bro, you ain't even. He made it a point to say, well, I'm a professional athlete. I'm a PGA. I looked at his stats like, bro, you trash, dog.
Sounds like
something McGee. Last name was McGee. I don't remember his first name. His last name was McGee.
McRacist.
I was like, bro, you was trash. And everybody in the comments.
All I can say is Scotty Scheffler would never.
Not my dog Scotty, bro. And he got the Chargers drop.
Case like OJ.
And he beat the case like my dog OJ. Not OG. Not OG A-Rod OJ. But and everybody was like, well, don't be racist, or why would it be racist? What do you mean it's not fair? But the dude was so mad, like, it's not fair. I'm like, bruh, get over it, dog. It wasn't fair for them when they were getting eat at the same restaurant as their teammates, or had to sit on a different bus or a different this and that. Fuck you, bro. I'm sorry, but like, some of y'all need to get out of y'all asses sometimes.
Man.
Some people take this shit way too fucked up. Anyway, but yeah, that's. And I just want to say this because we say this all the time, right? When we talk baseball,
there's a player that was a manager and a player named Rube Foster. That was the one I was running in my head. He managed the team. He hit for the team. He played first base and he pitched. He did all of that shit.
Who did that in basketball? Won championships.
Who what?
Who did that in basketball? Won championships.
You're gonna say it, and I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna be
Bill
like
Russell. He was a player
Russell,
coach.
yeah.
No, Bill Russell was like, nah, fuck, I'm about to be the coach and the player. Just like LeBron been trying to do for years. That's why they about to get JJ Redick. Because you know, if JJ Redick's the coach of the team, LeBron's definitely the coach of the team.
But what pisses me off about it is like there's so many good players that came out of the Negro Leagues and played in baseball. And Jackie Robinson is the one that everybody knows. I mean, a lot of people don't know Willie Mays, and I don't know if Hank Aaron was there. Hank Aaron might have, but like Larry
A lot
Doby.
of people know Rosa Parks, but they don't know the people before and after Rosa Parks that who was doing the same thing. There's always got to be a name associated.
Larry Doby was an amazing baseball player. Monte Irvin was a very amazing player. Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub.
Banks, yeah.
Like those are great baseball players, and they are in the Hall of Fame, all of them. So it only makes sense that their stats can be pulled from there as well. It just you wanted to subject one race of people or ethnic pocket to this league and say you can't play with them, but you know give Branch Rickey credit for what he did to bring Jackie Robinson over and open up the floodgates for everyone to come in. But
Hey, y'all should watch that movie with Chadwick Boseman, by the way, because like you know about the story, but you don't really know about the story. And obviously, it's a nonfiction movie, but it's it's obviously based on true events. So maybe not everything happened word for word, but you get a pretty good idea of what the hell they was dealing with back then. So that's a very good point there. But yeah, everybody's gonna get associated. Like there's gonna be this person that does this, and that's who we associated with, even though. Like George Floyd, unfortunately, had to be the face of police brutality when there was a lot more than that. You know what I mean?
Let's have some fun with the podcast towards the end. But all I want to say is baseball, you finally have done something right that I'm proud of you for. And I tip my hat to you. So thank you.
You literally took I was just about to say, and right before we got into this, the last part, we talk about baseball on the show. 98.7% of the time it's gonna be on some bullshit. Somebody's on some bullshit. Otani and Ipe Mazara, Angel Hernandez, steroids and people putting shit in their hats and banging on trash cans. We finally got the Hall of Fame, not being the way it is sometimes. We finally have something that we could be like, oh, that was a good gesture. Good job, MLB. Like that's and it's like. And that's the thing about the MLB, why it's such a great sport to me, because like hockey, you can tell in this country, they're never gonna push hockey like that. They're gonna try, but it ain't like that. But if there's a scandal in hockey, nobody knows about it because we don't fucking know what the hell's going on. There might be a scandal that we have no idea about, but we know about what the shit going on in baseball. Every time something go bad, leading off Sports Center is that. Like remember baseball back in the day used to lead off Sports Center all the time. Now it's like, oh, Paul Skeens pitched today. Let's get back to our regular news. Hey, shout out to Paul Skeens though here, right? Hey, that boy, dog. That boy. Oh, that boy good, dog. Had another 9 Ks today. I think they say he got 32 strikeouts and 20 innings or something like that. I'm like, this fool, bro. This fool.
You're looking at the new face of baseball, and I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Keep him in your dynasty league, asshole.
I'm so happy I was right about him because I don't really get to too much college baseball. I always start paying attention like during like the world's like the college playoff World Series. Softball be on all the time and then baseball's on the other channel. Or like that's about it. Or somebody's about to do something historic. Like who was that kid? Was it like an FIU? He had like 56 hits in a row or shit like that. Do you remember that story?
What was that? I think he was at Florida.
Was he at Florida? Either way, every time he was on TV, I was like, I gotta find it because I needed to watch it. Caitlin Clark, I'd be like, yo, what the hell, Caitlin Clark? I gotta watch it. Dog, it's shit. What were we just talking about? Damn,
Paul Skeens in the
Paul
face.
Paul Skeens, bro, I need to see that boy, dog. I'm like, yeah, because I remember I watched him at LSU. I was like, oh shit, this dude is disgusting out here.
Listen, I'm excited to talk about our next topic, but the last thing I want to say about Paul Skeens is I'm happy that the Pittsburgh Pirates didn't hamper his growth and saw that he was being as dominant as he was, and he's a first pick overall.
That boy,
bullpen, they didn't do what they did to Chris Sale or the White Sox did to Chris Sale. They threw him right into the shit because he's that.
Said, boy, you ready? Let's go.
He's that good.
I told Ron Angelo, he's like, oh, he ain't gonna start until like he ain't gonna get it. I'm like, bro, he ain't gonna start until like after like August and shit. I'm like, bro, they started him before Memorial Day. I straight up said before Memorial Day that boy gonna start. He's got.
I totally hold on to him. I held on to him in my other league all year. Listen, Ron Angel, I love you to death, but you're the prospect picker upper. He's just mad he didn't get him. So
he didn't get the ball. I saw the boy got drafted. I said, I looked at my team. I'm like, well, I ain't making the playoffs this year, so let me go ahead and pick that shit up right now, dog. I don't need these roster spots. And that was the best 25th round pick I ever had in my life, dog. So
worth it. Very worth it.
Shout out to the boy. All right, let's wrap this whole up real quick. I'm trying to think. Did I have anything else to say before I get to our naysayers? Oh, I'm adding to my list of my bucket list. Indy 500. We gotta make that shit happen. I want to go for the whole. I didn't realize they have like a whole weekend of like festivities and shit. So yeah, Indy 500 added to the bucket list. Shout out to Club 520 and Connor Daly, but they put me on, and now, yeah, I'm with that. And then I was watching F1 over the weekend. I ain't got that kind of money, but I got Indianapolis 500 money, so I ain't going to Monaco, but I'll go to Indianapolis. So yeah, we can do that. But yeah, what say you to your naysayers?
Champions League is this Saturday. Real Madrid trying to go for it. I got to go to a wedding, so nobody.
Hey, I'm going to a wedding this weekend too. Speaking of Indianapolis, I'm going to Fort Wayne, Indiana on Saturday, and between me and you, I ain't even trying to be there, but I'm gonna be there to support. But what the hell is there to do in Fort Wayne, Indiana? Their school is Purdue. That's the closest school to them. I ain't gonna see no shit in Purdue.
you can try meth, I think.
I'm not gonna do all that, but that's all they got to do. Think about it. When you from certain cities, naysayers, say no to the meth, bro. Come on, man. You watch Breaking Bad? Don't do that. But
to my naysayers, real estate is in full effect. I got 3 contracts in 2 days, so
how many?
Probably writing the 4th one too.
How many? I can't hear you.
3, possibly 4, maybe 5. We're good.
Maybe 5, but we gonna start with 3, bro. We gonna start with 3. And to my naysayers, as a proponent of people being taking care of the collegiate athlete and the quote unquote amateur athlete, because every country. You go to England and they got that kid in Manchester United camp at the age of 7. No, he's on the roster at the age of 7. Ain't no amateurism, though. They get y'all ready for the pros. That's why Luka Doncic's coming over here and busting their ass. And all these French kids and Yugoslavian kids are coming here and busting their ass because they've been pros since they were 15. The college NCAA has finally come around. They say, all right, fuck that, we're going to do this shit ourselves. And they paying collegiate athletes now. Reggie Bush got his Heisman back. NCAA is the college football game coming out this summer. I'm just saying we back up, boys. And if y'all don't see me over the summer, I'm on the sticks. I'm just saying. So shout out to all the collegiate athletes, past and present and future. Go ahead, take care of your chicken and your family. Get them out of that 1-bedroom apartment and let's go. That's all I gotta say, Mason. Where can they find us at?
You can find us on Twitter at fair_weatherpod. It's not X. Don't call it that bullshit. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and before TikTok gets canceled, search the Fair Weather Podcast, and where you subscribe or listen to podcast audio, search the Fair Weather Podcast. You can catch us there. Take it away, all you.
I was going to say that.
Fun episode today.
Very fun. And I was going to say, man, your background today, I stared at your background the whole episode. I'm like, damn, man, this is just serene, bro. Like, I was looking at the bookcase. I was like, that's a nice bookcase. So, to whoever house that belongs to,
Bobby, my
boy,
Bobby.
Hey, Big Bobby. Listen, man, that's dope, bro. You got a nice little setup right there. I thought I was good, but man, that's a. You go ahead, bro. Shout out to you, Bobby. But that's all I got. Yeah, adios.